right. Good morning, everybody. Well, good morning, Queensland, and good morning, Sunshine Coast. And it's wonderful to once again join Minister Grace and Jason Hunt, the local member here in Caloundra, for another brand new school that we are opening in Queensland. So, like I said, one of 3 new schools opening this year, and this school here at Nirimba State School is absolutely magnificent. So we'll talk a little bit about that in a moment. Now, the Health Minister and the Chief Health Officer have given a COVID update, but for those online listeners, viewers who have not heard that, I'm happy just to quickly repeat that. So 9,630 new cases, including 3,419 rats. Tragically, it's my sad duty to report that we've lost 16 lives, and once again, our condolences to the families of the loved ones. This is someone's loved family member, so we must all remember that. 7 were in aged care, and it's a very sad duty today to have to report our first young child that has passed away due to COVID, a young child under the age of 10. And when I heard that news this morning, it's absolutely devastating to wake up to hear that news. Can I once again please urge families to get their children vaccinated? School goes back next week. We are expecting to see increased numbers of cases. Please, please go and get your young children vaccinated. It is entirely a decision for parents, but we can, unfortunately, there are young people that do succumb to this virus. And from our 5 to 11-year-olds, we now have 35% of eligible children that are vaccinated, but I really would like to see this much higher. And, you know, that's one of the other reasons, because we're going through this peak at the moment, parents have had the extra 2 weeks to get their children vaccinated. So if I can just say one clear thing today is please think carefully about getting your children vaccinated. If you have any concerns, there are a lot of health professionals out there that can answer your questions, but it is, I just implore you please to talk to someone if you have any concerns. And in relation to our public hospitals, 700, a total in hospitals, 763 and 50 in ICU. So this is still a large number of people in our hospitals at the moment. And as the numbers are fluctuating and we're going through the wave, you know, would like to see, I'd like to see less people in hospital, but this virus is serious. So people can have complications, and the number of people who have passed away is mainly over their 50s, like 5 people in their 90s, 3 in their 80s, 5 in their 70s, you know, but it makes you all think that you've got, some people have parents in their 70s, and I've got my parents are in their 70s, you know, they're wearing masks everywhere they go at the moment. They're watching where they're going. They're not going to large shopping centres, but they are going about their normal duties and looking at their families and everything. But this is real. So for people out there on social media to be spreading misinformation is not the right thing to do. This is a very serious, has serious consequences, and that booster is that added layer of defence, especially in your elderly. So please go and get your booster when you need to. Okay, so in relation to our new primary school here, it's wonderful that it's going to be opening officially next Monday, and a $75 million investment. And we're going to see, we've actually had 200 construction jobs, including 57 apprentices. And as I said, it's one of our 3 new schools opening in 2022. And on the Sunshine Coast, we've opened 5 new schools since we've come to office. So that's our investment. But you only have to come into this area. And I know I'm always coming up here with Minister Grace, and also with Jason. But this area is expanding. So a lot of families are moving to the Sunshine Coast. I think Queensland is definitely the place to be in terms of lifestyle, job opportunities. But every time I come up here, I am seeing more and more developments. Upgrades to the Bruce Highway, coming up here, which is great to see, but also like the infrastructure out here, and also affordable homes. I'm absolutely encouraged to see, smaller size, townhouses, catering for first homeowners and also seniors in our community. This is an absolutely wonderful development, and it's obviously to see that we're catering for that growth by building these new schools. So I'll hand over to Grace, and then Jason can say a few words, and then we're happy to take any questions on this, and I'm happy then to move on to other issues.
Thank you, Premier, and it's wonderful to be here with the Premier, with Jason Hunt, the member for Caloundra, and Foundation Principal Stephen Moore. This, once again, is a beautiful school and one of the 3 that we're opening up this year in 2022. Nirimba State Primary School. Nirimba is the Aboriginal word for middle or central, and I'm sure that this school will soon become the heart of this community out here in Caloundra South. And we're delighted that this wonderful facility is ready to open to 160 students when we open up on Monday of next week. And we're looking forward to welcoming them into this new school. Of course, the school has been open since January 24 for those students of essential workers and vulnerable students. And we've had on average 24 students a day coming into the school. And today, I believe that Stephen Moore, the Foundation Principal, told me there are about 30 students on site and enjoying these wonderful new facilities. I'm looking forward to seeing. I thought Everleigh yesterday was a wonderful new school, and I get amazed every time I come to a different school just to see this beautiful preppy room that we're in. You would want your child to be coming to this school any day of the week. It's beautifully decorated, fully air conditioned, mechanical ventilation, the windows, the way that these are designed, wonderful outdoor learning spaces for the children as well. And Stephen Moore, the principal, was saying to me that their play areas are very much nature-based play areas. So a design that embraces the environment and gives the students a beautiful experience when they're learning and playing outdoors. Once again, Premier, another $75 million investment, state-of-the-art design. And in fact, this design here is where, for the first time, because the site's a little bit narrower than what we would normally have, we've incorporated the car parking under our multi-purpose facility, and I'm looking forward to seeing that because it will mean staff and parents obviously can park in the shade in a hot area of Queensland, and it's a new design that I'm looking forward to looking at as well. Can I say FKG has done a wonderful job. They were awarded the 3 contractors for Everleigh, for in Greenbank, Coomera State Special School, and of course Nirimba here at Caloundra South. And it was great to visit Everleigh yesterday, as I said. $200 million we've invested in these 3 schools, and about 600 jobs as well as apprentices have been employed building these wonderful facilities. This is the first stage of the school. Stage 2, like Everleigh, will bring the school up to about 1,200 students at its peak. We're equipped today for 866 students, and I believe the numbers are increasing every day. We've got 160 already coming in this year, but this is a very fast-growing area of Queensland, and we anticipate that those numbers will more than double or triple in a very short span of time. And we'll be awarding the second contract in late, probably this year, for a opening up in 2024. Look, we're committed to creating jobs through these wonderful facilities. We have 11 more schools that are coming in over the next couple of years. Nirimba Primary School is the 5th new school we've delivered on the Sunshine Coast in the past 5 years. One a year. It's really quite amazing, and an investment of over $500 million here on the Sunshine Coast. And I know Jason Hunt is particularly happy. I think in 3 years he's had 3 new schools, Premier, so every Member of Parliament would love to see that. But of course we deliver these schools. Where do we deliver them? Where the need is most. And we deliver them in the fastest growing areas of the state. And Coomera Special School is another one of those schools that we're delivering this year in a fast growing area down on the Gold Coast as well. Congratulations to Stephen Moore and his team, and I look forward to welcoming, as I'm sure they all are, the students into the school on Monday. So, Jason Hunt.
Thanks, Minister. And as the Minister has alluded to, this is the trifecta for Caloundra. This is 3 schools in 3 years. And if we reflect on the schools that possibly we all went to when we were students and look at these modern, state-of-the-art, incredibly well-equipped schools that we have now on the Sunshine Coast, we know that we are providing the best education outcomes possible for our students and our kids here on the Sunshine Coast. You've only got to look around this room, you've only got to look around this school to see the lavish equipment that has been provided to these schools, and that is as it should be, and it's a hallmark of this government that we are building this number of schools with this level of equipment in this area, and I'm very, very proud. I have been to this school twice before. I've met Steve on every occasion. I can say that Steve is going to be an excellent principal for this school. He is engaged in every little detail of this process, even down to taking a certain amount of pride in colour schemes and detail like that. And it's just been a joy to deal with Steve and his leadership team and see the passion and the commitment that they are bringing to the provision of this school and the provision of educational outcomes for our kids. We really can't ask for any more than that, and I'm absolutely delighted. 3 schools in 3 years is a magnificent outcome, and I'll be, of course, hitting the Minister up for everything else I can get in the interim, because that's my job now. Thank you very much.
Morning everyone, and thank you very much for those kind words. Obviously a huge welcome to the Honourable Premier, the Honourable Minister for Education, Minister Grace, and local member Jason Hunt. Obviously we're very, very excited to be welcoming our students on Monday, and obviously couldn't have got to this stage without the incredible team around me, so a huge thank you to my leadership team, the business manager who has worked tirelessly on all the ordering, sorting out all the resources. It's been a huge task, and it's just so wonderful to see absolutely everything come together perfectly and a vision basically come to life. So we're super excited. We look forward to welcoming all the families on Monday and getting started. And thank you very much for being here today. Thank you.
Okay, I just wanted to also add that we're also expecting, of course it's a very hot day today as well, but that heat wave is going to continue. I think it's about 35 or 36 degrees here at the Sunshine Coast already. So please, once again, check on neighbours, make sure they're okay, especially if you've got elderly friends or relatives. Look after your pets, make sure everyone's hydrated. And we did have that big supercell storm that hit parts of Brisbane and Logan. I understand that SES crews were working into the night to give assistance to affected residents. They received more than 70 requests for assistance related to the storm, with Logan area the worst damage. I understand the Treasurer is out there looking at that this morning as we speak. And once again, you know, there could be storms again tonight, so please listen to the Weather Bureau. But please, everyone look after yourselves today. We do expect another hot and humid day. Okay, any questions about COVID first, or the school, or any Sunshine Coast issues? And I'm happy to deal with anything else.
Just with the school, we've had, probably one for the Minister as well, but budgetary concern been critical because they're having a new high school being built there. He's saying why isn't that being prioritised? He's claiming it's favouritism between California and Labor. So
that is definitely not true. Let me make it very clear that the schools are built where the need is, based on population, based on numbers of people moving into particular areas, and there are new schools being built in the Palmwoods area. Okay, any other questions?
Premier, with the Rachel Hunter investigation,
yes.
Tunnels, claims and allegations. Can you tell us more about what is she looking at, who's she going to be reporting to, and what is the scope of her investigation?
Look, she will give those details out. It is inappropriate for me to direct her. So she had a conversation with me yesterday. She said that she will begin work on that. She will issue those terms. They'll become public and they'll be released once she's ready.
Can you guarantee that no other public reports are being changed to suit the government's political agenda?
Well, I reject the premise of that question.
In terms of, like Summerall says, there were two versions of his report.
Well, can I also say that he issued a statement yesterday saying that Minister de Brenni was not involved, yet the opposition was calling for the minister to be sacked. So I think we need to get the facts correct, and I think that we need to let the Director-General of Premier and Cabinet, who is actually the head of the public service, be able to carry out her duties.
Irrespective of that, is it common for annual reports to be changed from when they're submitted to when they're published to the public?
That's a matter for every individual department, Jack, because sometimes there might be spelling mistakes, sometimes there might be incorrect reporting figures. So from time to time, annual reports would be changed. But if there are any serious allegations, the Director-General is the appropriate person to look at that.
But he's claiming that the Director-General was the one who ordered him to change that report in the first instance. How is it appropriate that one Director-General is investigating another Director-General?
Because the Director-General is the head of the public service.
Why not have an independent person look at that instead?
Because they report to the Director-General, and if there has been any wrongdoing, she will find that out.
But the allegations are that the report was changed to suit the government's political agenda. Shouldn't it be someone independent of government looking at that allegation?
The head of the public service is the right body to look at any issues of misconduct of the departments.
You spoke about spelling mistakes before, but are any reports changed so that they suit the political interests of the government rather than what the person who wrote it was after?
Well, the Director-General will look at those issues.
Okay, that's a pretty straightforward question. Are any reports altered so that they suit the political agenda of the government?
I don't believe that to be the case, but if there are any issues there, the Director-General will look at that.
That's normal practice then, is it, Premier?
I've said the Director-General is looking into the matter, Jack. I'm not going to elaborate any further. I'm not going to get involved in the investigation. Okay.
You can't guarantee that it's not normal practice for a report to be changed for a political agenda.
I hope you have looked at the recent report that the archivist put out, because he said that the minister was not involved.
But if you're talking about the government issues, though, I saw what he said about Minister de Brenni, but he's saying that there still are issues within the government.
I think we're going around in circles here, but the in relation to what complaint?
Well, the complaint that Mr. Summerall made, he said he went to the department officials and the CCC and no action was taken.
Well, if he went to the CCC, you need to ask the CCC that.
But his main criticism of the CCC is they didn't have a big enough scope to actually investigate his complaint, and his complaint was
The CCC have broad-ranging powers. They can investigate anything they want to investigate if they believe that there has been misconduct.
Just to clarify, I asked you about the Bridgman Review. Is the Bridgman Review before the Economics and Governance
I am
Committee?
so glad that you asked me that question, Jack, because I do have some information here for you today. And let me make it very clear that the Bridgman Review did make some recommendations, and then those recommendations were part of the Ewbury report, which you would be aware of. That Kevin Ewbury report was given to the Economics and Governance Committee, which I think I've said now at least every single press conference we've been at. So it's been given to the Economics Governance Committee. The submissions closed on the 31st of January, and the Economics and Governance Committee will actually report on that.
2 years ago, the Bridgman Review specifically said, though, that the budget of the Integrity Commissioner shouldn't fall under the Public Service Commission.
And those matters are currently before the Economic Governance Committee, because that matter is before the Economics and Governance Committee, and we'll let the Economic and Governance Committee report on that.
What's your view, though? Do you think the budget should fall under the Public Service Commission?
I am not going to preempt the report that is now before the committee. The committee will actually give a report, like the PCCC did a report, they'll give a report, and then government will respond to that report.
The opposition has called for Parliament to resume, basically, to have these integrity issues aired out, I suppose. Would you support recalling Parliament?
Parliament is due to sit at the end of the month. That was a motion of the Parliament that everyone agreed to, and I look forward to debating all of these issues when Parliament resumes.
Just a couple more questions. We've got a school tour to do.
Yep.
Premier, the report that Mike Summerall did, not the one that went to the CCC, but the one that he made recommendations to government on about the Public Records Act. What's happened to that report and which recommendations were implemented?
I'll get the relevant department to look in. I'll get the minister to look into that.
Okay, I've asked him if his office has responded.
Okay, I'll follow that up for you.
Premier,
Okay. Last couple.
Well documented,
Yep.
you have one of the biggest media teams in political history.
Well, that's not correct.
You
That's
have-
not correct.
Okay, we'll rephrase the question.
Yep.
You have a lot of media advisors.
No,
today-
no, I have a standard. We've been dealing with a pandemic. We've been dealing with a Queensland that is growing. We are dealing with a state that has achieved, for the first time ever, to get in the Olympics. Okay, so we have a number of people who work on a whole range of projects across government.
Nevertheless, you have a big media team, and they weren't able to tell media gallery journalists what your events were today. A media alert went out just giving an hour's notice to all the media gallery journalists.
Well, you're all here, and some of you were running.
Everyone isn't here. Everyone
Well,
isn't here. That's the point.
No, this is the point. Let me be very clear. I travel across the state. Okay, today I'm on the Sunshine Coast. The other week I was in Townsville. I am more than happy to answer your questions. My ministers are more than happy to answer your
But every
questions.
journalist isn't able to be
And
here to answer
let me
the questions
also,
you've done in hours' notice was given.
let me be very clear too. And we actually waited to be able to answer your questions when you arrived. We were checking where you were, how far away you were, and you too as well. And we made sure that I was here to answer your questions. So please do not say that.
Premier, did the government try to get Dr. Stefanov sacked by referring her to a parliamentary committee?
Sorry, say that question again?
Did the government try to get Dr. Stefanov sacked by referring her to a
Definitely not.
parliamentary committee?
Definitely not.
Was it a move to try to...
Definitely not. I reject the premise of that question.
What was
That
the
is
archivist's
factually
request?
incorrect.
What was the archivist's request for legal advice on his independence and ever action?
That's a matter for the Director General to look into. Okay?
Okay, why was the Integrity Commissioner referred to that parliamentary committee, the Economic and Governance Committee?
You'll have to ask the committee. I can't comment on the committee.
Didn't you mention it at estimates last year that she'd been referred to that committee?
You'll have to ask the committee. I cannot comment on committee business. Okay?
Can I
All right.
ask you about another matter? The parliamentary inquiry into serious vilification and hate crimes has suggested that certain hate symbols be banned, specifically in relation to Nazi ideology and ISIS ideology. Is that something that the government will move towards?
I'm happy to look into those recommendations, but I think people are very well aware of my family's personal history, and I actually find any Nazi symbols incredibly offensive. Okay? Thank you. All right, now we're going to see the...
So I'll take the
go.
cameras first. We'll just put the cameras ahead for this walkthrough, if that's okay.
Thank you very much.
All right, guys, go. We're moving.